So the first ever Grand Prix in Finland was 1962, which actually is only a handful of years after the first ever World Championship round first took place. It was won by a Finnish rider called Arno Erola in 1962. He won on a 250cc Husqvarna at Tikkurila, close to Vantaa. And since then, we've had 75 Grand Prix, 79 different winners, and we've had 9 different circuit locations. So the Kömiring, and some people say Kimiring, will be the 10th different venue to host a Grand Prix in Finland. We've had a couple of Finnish Grand Prix winners in the past, legends like Heikki Mikkola, Pekka Vekkanen, even Antti Pyränen won in MX3 in 2009. So to say that Finland is steeped in motocross history in terms of how far back the event goes would be an understatement. MXGP was penciled in for many different occasions on this venue. And finally, 2025, we get to come here for round 13. So the hard work paying off, and first impressions of the track looks pretty decent, and I think it's going to be a challenge for the riders because it's sand breaks down, it gets choppy, and I don't think it's going to be as easy riding it as it looks on first appearance.
How many hours on the car? It's like 20, 26, 27 hours. Yeah, so
Only for this?
Only for this race, and then we go back home. Again.
In a paddock that is full of state-of-the-art, big rig factory teams, Jan Panzer really does just stand out because essentially it's just himself, his van and his trailer, and it's very much just a small family affair for him. But that said, Jan does mix it up with the big boys on track, and we constantly see him kind of hitting the top 10 on a regular basis. So he's definitely standing out as one of the main privateers, and who knows, in the future, he could be worthy of that factory ride.
It's of course not the easiest, you know, just family business, let's say. Me and my dad almost every race we go alone, or mother to help with us. But yeah, he's quite strict, so if I don't ride good, he doesn't like it. And yeah, of course it helps too to get more motivation and stuff. So yeah, I always try to be as good as possible.
Do you still enjoy this part of the job?
Huh?
Do you still enjoy this part of the job?
Yes. Only one suspension used for race. At home, you have 2 suspension, but one suspension always better work.
My race weekend looks like just, you know, Monday is always rest day, and then Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday it's trainings. I try to go at least once on the bike and others of course on the gym. My father is always with me on the bike. We prep everything on our own, the bike, suspension, engines, everything. And yeah, Wednesday and Thursday is time to prep the bikes for the races, because always pretty far travel for us, going with the camper and the trailer. So yeah, mostly Thursday after my father's work, we start and we ride to the race, and on Friday we are here, and the rest is just race day here in MXGP.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's been a fabulous weekend here at Matterley Basin for the Grand Prix of Great Britain. It's been a wonderful weekend.
From Matterley Basin, Romain Febvre really looked to be extending his points lead, and it seemed that he started to pull away from Lucas. But despite a crash in race 1, Lucas still finished second overall, which is the 5th GP in a row for him. But you could tell by the look on his face that he's now starting to get a little bit fed up with being in that runner-up position.
5-second border's turned. Who will it be that gets a good jump? Looking good over on the right-hand side, but from the middle, just as he did yesterday, Koldenhoff sweeps through, and it's Koldenhoff for the Foxhole shot. Kunin alongside him. Guadagnini on the 101 is next as Fernandez goes fishing to the outside. But the Hoff lead in the way immediately. Kunin looking to make a move early on though. Has to hit the brakes as they tighten up for turn 4. Ah, Panzer, turn 2 on the inside.
In race 1, Lucas's speed just could not be denied. In those opening laps, his speed was on another level. It was absolutely mind-blowing to see how fast he was. But he did have that near miss through the wave section, which could have been costly for him.
He crosses the line to take the first race win for Red Bull KTM. And he made it look so very easy.
I just had a bad quali race and was really outside on the start. I actually got a good start and just didn't brake fast enough, so I had to go out of the track, and then I wanted to go back as soon as possible, and then went in the like a big puddle of mud and water, and the front just stuck inside, and I crashed in the water, completely wet. So yeah, it was really difficult to come back, and then I even had some problems with the bike. So yeah, I had to DNF. We try to have always 2 bikes completely the same, but of course all the riders know not 2 bikes are the same. So yeah, I just jump on the second bike for the second motor. Yeah, need a few minutes to get used to it, but yeah, it's just a lot of work, but we couldn't do much more. Yeah, for the sand race was pretty good, 13th. I mean, could be better of course, but yeah, was okay with not riding the first motor and everything, and the track was really not my style. Was really difficult, and like we had some problems with suspension too. So I think for the second motor we finally go in the right direction, and I hope that translates to all the other sand races and be better there.
Who leads the way once again. Where is Febvre again? Probably better in about 8th place as we drop in, and there's a couple of guys down, Fernandez and Koldenhoff.
In race 2, it did look like Lucas was going to throw it away, but after Glenn Coldenos and Ruben Fernandez crashed behind him, which totally broke up the field, he did have a crash, just a tip over in the corner, and then a big near miss, which was what handed the lead to Calvin Verlanderen.
The hardest thing for any rider, whether you're a factory rider or a privateer, is when you're pushing in a race and pushing as hard as you can go, is making a mistake. And when you make a mistake, whether it's a big mistake or a small mistake, the response is crucial. How quickly you can get back up, back on the pace, and how quickly you can do that is crucial to the outcome of your race. We saw Lucas Koenen in race 1 have his near moment up through the waves after he was like 5 seconds lap quicker than anybody else in the first couple of laps. And obviously in that instance he had to just maybe take it back a couple of seconds, easier said than done. But he managed to do that and regroup and, you know, go on and win comfortably. The second race, when he had his crash and threw away the lead and handed it to Calvin Verlanderen, he had to do it all over again. You know, he picked himself up, he was ruffled for a little bit, maybe a lap or two, but as soon as he'd regrouped and breathed and sort of had that deep breath, he was back to go again.
Koenen wins in Finland. And of course, he would do that celebration.
Lucas Koenen was fantastic in Finland, winning all 3 races, taking the maximum 60 points and closing down massively on Roman Febvre at the top of the championship table. Just 15 points now separate the top 2 as we head to Locket. Second overall this weekend, Roman Febvre, he'll be kicking himself massively because from the qualifying race when he fell, he was always playing catch up because on Saturday the track wasn't as easy to pass as it was on Sunday, but he put himself in bad situations with his starts on the opening laps and just used way too much energy to even get close to Lucas Koenen in the end. He's going to go back, have the weekend off and go back to the drawing board to see what he can do going forward from Locket. But what about Calvin Verlanderen? The team was celebrating 70 years of the Yamaha. They were in the retro white, red and black colours. And unbelievably, for Calvin Verlanderen, his first podium this year, but only Yamaha's second podium, the first since Maxime Renault was on the top step in Argentina at round 1. So it'll be interesting to see Yamaha's journey now moving forward towards the end of the season. Will there be more podiums? Will they come from Calvin Verlanderen? Will Jago Geerts get on the podium and we see a return and a return to winning ways or even podium form for Maxime Renault when he comes back from injury? A lot of questions unanswered, but for Finland, crazy Grand Prix, advantage, massive advantage to Lucas Koenen.
When we made the changes to the new bike for 24, it was quite a step for Andrea, coming from a bike that he really liked a lot and he won the championship on, and then he had to change certain components. And yeah, we had a hard time to make him feel comfortable. He kept having his championship bike in mind, and yeah, for structural reasons, that wasn't possible anymore to go back to that old bike. So that was a hard one to swallow for him, and so we ended up in a circle and kept turning circles and couldn't get out. And over the winter, yeah, we found that click more or less. Let's say we found a few better solutions, and yeah, we got him up to speed again.
Before the summer break, Simon Langenfelder really did seem to be in a league of his own, especially in Matterley Basin when we saw Andrea Adamo and Kai de Wolf just struggling, having tough weekends. But with the finished track looking like a sandy one, Kai would have looked at that and thought, right, this is where I can really profit, regain those points and regain that momentum in the championship.
A much-needed start for the number 80. Simon Langenfelder, though, right there behind him, snapping at his heels. And then Langenfelder runs off the side of the track there, goes from second to about 10th. So Koenen down as well. So just the one Red Bull KTM leading the way from those first few corners, and it's Andrea Adamo, very, very patient for the Italian. But it's Adamo who leads. Beniston there second, Mikola third, Kai de Wolf pulling a tear off there in fourth place. Then Jens Wolfort in fifth, Valerio Latta in sixth position. See how choppy this racetrack is as well, look. A bit gravelly, a bit stony underneath. But it's really going to be a physical test. Temperatures climbing towards the mid to high 20s again. And Thibaut Beniston now down to third as De Wolf comes through into second. Right, what we're looking at here. Oh, Jens Wolfort! Oh, that's a hard hit for the BTS KTM rider. That'll knock the wind and the stuffing out of him as well. Mikola out of fourth place. Looking to move to the inside. Oh, nice line there. He found something there, didn't he? And in the blink of an eye, that sand riding expertise of Kai de Wolf making the difference in turn two. Now just dancing around to his own tune, popping wheelers over braking bumps, wheel tapping, skipping and all the rest of it. He wins race one here in Finland. A return to form for the reigning champ. Adamo crossed the line in second.
Track is destroyed.
Yeah, track is destroyed, but Andrea, you did good, believe me. And again, in that chicane, the third sector, you were doing good, believe me. Was okay. I have a movies a little bit from everywhere, but actually mainly from you, not from many, not from the others.
Whole shot, V2, got to be happy?
Yeah, really happy. I got the all shot, good start. I put myself in good position. Then I passed P2. Kai passed me, and then I tried to follow as much as possible. He put me a little gap, and then the gap stays consistent for all the motor basically. So yeah, I'm happy that I can follow. Let's say him in the stand. It's pretty good. It's probably
future of positive vibes going into Moto 2.
Yeah, of course. It's probably one of the best riders in the stand. So that rides in the stand. So it's pretty good. Was pretty good motor.
Oh, well done. Good luck in Moto 2.
I did not come to play. I ain't got no limit.
Yeah, of course, this year has been solid, and of course, the goal is always to try to win, you know. But every time you go on the line, there is many facts that needs to go together to win. But it's the weekend is long. We have 6 sessions, and you need to start already quite strong, because already at the second session. It's valid for the gate pick for the quali race, and it's important. The quali race is important for the 2 motors of Sunday. So of course there is, like I said, many facts that needs to go together. But of course the goal is to try to be on the top step, or at least on the box, you know. So it's super important for us to be solid and consistent every weekend. My girlfriend does a lot. She does a lot. She lives, let's say, 2 years ago we moved to Belgium, and she came with me. We left everything, okay, everything. Not that we had a lot, but okay, we have family, we have friends, so we left everything in Italy. And also, Italy is Italy. Okay, I'm Italian, so I'm for sure. Makes a big part, but I mean, in Italy you really enjoy more. When it's summer, you have the beach, you got the beach, and in Belgium, no. In Belgium there is the canal or the lake, so you cannot do, you can't do much. So she moved with me, and we are traveling the world together, and she kind of makes my dreams also her dreams. So it's it's super, and I'm pretty sure that part of my success is also because of her, because there is many things to do in general. We are training a lot every day, so just simple thing that you think, oh, okay, it's normal, yeah, but save you quite some time if you go back home and you already have lunch or dinner ready. Save you quite some time, and then to clean the dishes. It's a tough life, the one that we do. So yeah, she is for sure part of my success, and yeah, I for sure need to be thankful for the rest of the life to her for my career, you know.
In July, sweating like a sinner in a
Coonan, who leads the way in the Foxholshire competition, and it's he for the ninth time who bags himself another black plate. Andrea Adamo, number 80, desperate to find his way past the rider from Latvia. Back end, flirting with the boundaries of the circuit. Andrea Adamo forcing his way down the inside of Carlos Reichlitz there as he takes over that 5th position. Perez is down. Perez out of 6th place. De Wolf has whittled down. He's halved this gap between himself and the race leader. Was he just biding his time in these warm conditions on what is a tricky technical circuit here at the Kermy Ring? Quick as that, De Wolf sails past Coonan, takes over the lead on lap 11. Beniston knows he can't hang around. There's a back marker to the outside. And as he takes that decision, Adamo switches it up. He goes to the outside. Nick's 3rd away. Back-to-back wins. He wins all 3 races. More importantly, he's on the top step of the podium once again. In 2025, he puts the phone down.
So Kai de Wolf wins the overall Grand Prix. It was a perfect weekend for the Nastan Husqvarna rider here in Finland. And actually, when he was interviewed by Lisa after the 2nd race, he said,
together with the team, we made a decent plan, and yeah, we did exactly what we had to do, go 1-1-1. So that's what we done.
The plan between now and the end of the season was to have at least one 60-point Grand Prix. Well, that 60-point Grand Prix came in Finland. Was he planning Lommel? Was he planning that in Arnhem? Either way, he needed that big weekend to get his championship up and running again. He's gone from 70 points down to 48 down. And those kind of margins, 22 points, that's only going to take a couple rounds to get very, very much back in the hunt as he goes after Adamo and Simon Langenfelder. So Finland then, to sum up, in MX2, after 13 rounds, heading into Finland, let's not forget, we had a different podium at every round. We had one podium in Portugal where the current first 3 in the championship, 1st, 2nd, 3rd, were on the podium in championship order. But Finland, with Kai winning, Adamo 2nd, and Sasha Coonan 3rd, that's only the 2nd time this year where we've had the same podium for the same 3 guys in the same order. The other one was in Spain in Lugo. So it just shows you how crazy this MX2 championship is in 2025.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you guys for taking over. Go for it. Good guys. Life's not always easy, as we know. We've had a difficult winter. Okay, Robert is here. He brought us some news, which we kept confidential, let's say, but at least we have some news. The most important news is that our team will be there next year. So thanks to all of you for sticking with us. I know that this uncertainty over the last couple of months for all of you, but just as I explained this morning, also for us, was not easy. So together with you, I'm happy that we can keep on fighting also next year. But first of all, I think this news, Robert, that at least this team can survive. Oh, not survive is not the right word here. That this team can keep on fighting also next year. create kind of a peace and happiness, I think I may say, guys. And I think that peace and happiness for us just came at the right moment, because we had a story with the watch and that didn't help us the last few GPs. But that story is now behind us. We throw it overboard. We were united we stand. And this, and Andrea Adamo, this fight isn't over. Yay! Everybody,